Mario wasn't invisible. That was the strange part. In a school where attention was everything, Mario had it, just not in the way most people want it. He wasn't the loudest, the strongest, or the most confident. But in the gaming club, none of that mattered. There, he was a legend. After school, the room would fill with noise. Controllers clicking, students shouting, screens flashing with colour. And in the centre of it all sat Mario, calm, focused, untouchable. "Final round! Mario again!" someone would yell. And like always, he'd win. For a moment, he belonged. But the moment never lasted. Once the screens went dark and the crowd faded, the real world returned. Hallways echoed differently. Laughter had edges. Conversations stopped when he walked by, or worse, shifted toward him. And then there was Brad. Brad didn't just bully, he performed. Every insult came with perfect timing. Every shove landed when people were watching. He turned cruelty into entertainment, and the school into his audience. Mario became the joke that never ended. And Diana, she saw it all. She used to smile at him once, a small, quiet moment in math class. That memory stayed with him longer than it should have. But now she avoided him. And somehow, that hurt more than anything Brad ever did.
People like to think breaking points are loud. They're not. They're quiet, slow, invisible. They build in small moments. A shoulder slammed a little too hard. A chair pulled away at the last second. A whisper just loud enough to hear. Mario absorbed it all, every day, every moment, until one day he couldn't anymore. The courtyard was crowded that afternoon. Students gathered in loose circles, talking, laughing, existing without fear. Mario just wanted to pass through, but Brad saw him. "Yo, Game King!" Brad called out, loud enough for everyone to hear. The crowd shifted. Mario kept walking. Brad stepped in front of him. "Let's see those skills out here." A few laughs. Mario tightened his grip on his gaming device. He didn't answer. That's when Brad struck. The device flew from Mario's hands, spinning through the air before crashing onto the concrete. The crack it made seemed louder than everything else. For a split second, silence. Then, laughter. Loud, sharp, endless. Mario didn't move, didn't bend down, didn't react. He just stared at the broken screen. And something inside him shifted. No one noticed it, but it happened. And it changed everything.
The back of the school was forgotten. Students rarely went there. It was quiet, overgrown, cut off from everything else. That's where Mario went. And that's where Brad ended up. At first, Brad didn't even realize he was being followed. When he finally turned, he laughed. You again. No crowd this time. No audience. Just the two of them. "What, you gonna cry now?" Brad said. Mario didn't respond. That silence felt different, unsettling. Brad stepped closer. "Say something." Mario's hands trembled slightly, but his face didn't change. The moment stretched, tightened, And then something broke. Not just outside, inside. What followed wasn't planned. It wasn't clean. It wasn't controlled. It happened fast. And when it was over, there was only silence. A deeper kind of silence. The kind that doesn't go away. School woke up to chaos. Police cars, questions, rumours. Everyone had a version of what happened, but no one had the truth. There were no cameras in that area, no clear witnesses, just fragments. Then came the knife. It didn't belong to a student. It belonged to the security guard. A quiet man, reliable, known by everyone, noticed by few. He was brought in, questioned, pressed. "I didn't do it," he said. But evidence doesn't wait for certainty. And then someone said it. "His son goes here." Chris. Quiet, distant, invisible in his own way. The story started forming. Too quickly, too easily. And before anyone could stop it, the guard confessed. "I did it." Just like that. Case closed. But the truth doesn't disappear just because people stop looking.
6 months passed. Life moved on. Or at least it tried to. But for some people, things didn't feel right. Chris knew his father, and this didn't fit. Not the timeline, not the behaviour, not the man. His mother saw it too. The hesitation, the gaps, the things that didn't line up. So they stopped accepting the story and started questioning it. Quietly, carefully. When answers didn't come, they found someone who could look deeper. A private investigator. Someone who didn't care about easy conclusions. Someone who cared about truth.
The investigator didn't focus on the obvious. He ignored the confession, ignored the weapon. Instead, he watched people, behaviour, patterns, change. And one name kept coming back: Mario. At first, it seemed insignificant, until it wasn't. Mario had changed after the incident. Not dramatically, but enough. He stopped going to the gaming club, stopped interacting, stopped existing in the ways people remembered. That absence stood out. Then came the footage, grainy, incomplete, but revealing. A figure, just outside the camera's range. Same build, same posture, same movement. Then a witness came forward. A janitor. "I heard someone running. Heavy steps. Fast." It wasn't much, but it was enough. Mario was called in. He denied everything. At first. Interrogations aren't always loud. Sometimes they're quiet, patient, careful. They didn't accuse Mario. They didn't pressure him. They just waited, watched, listened. And then they mentioned Diana. That's when everything changed. Mario's composure cracked. His breathing shifted. His eyes dropped. "It wasn't supposed to happen," he said. And then it all came out. He followed Brad. He confronted him. He wanted it to stop. That was all. But things escalated. Too fast. Too far. The knife wasn't planned. It was just there. And in 1 second, everything changed. The case reopened. The truth came out.
The guard was released, but freedom didn't undo what had happened. Mario was taken away, but the story didn't end there. The school changed, not visibly, not dramatically, but quietly. Students spoke a little softer, laughed a little less, looked a little closer at the people they once ignored, because now they knew something they hadn't before. Silence isn't harmless, and sometimes the quietest person in the room is carrying the loudest storm. Even after everything, one question remained, unanswered, uncomfortable. What if Mario wasn't completely alone that day? What if someone saw more than they admitted? Or worse, what if someone knew exactly what would happen and did nothing?